Oh shit. Okay. How's that look? Chilling, talking, slouching a little bit. God, what have you done? Yeah, I don't know. So just kind of. And we're back here at the Cozy Show. Not with my co-host Chris Mariscal. Gonna be a different video today. I'm gonna be doing an apology video. Just kidding. Me and Chris have had this idea of doing a solo pod for a long time, and we're finally executing it. We thought this week and maybe the next week would be a good day for both of us to try out our solo pod video. So here we are. It's just gonna be me and you this episode, which I am excited, nervous for. It's weird, man. I mean, it's different. You know, you don't have someone across your shoulder kind of being able to talk to, so that's strange. You're very more in focus. But I had to set this whole thing up by myself, and that was a little bit, that was scary for sure. I guess you don't realize like how much your other half means to you until you're gone, right? So shout out Chris. Definitely a big driver of the podcast. Makes up for most of the podcast and a lot of the stuff behind the scenes and everything like that. So love the guy. So this is, I guess I'm just going to have to do without him. I'm extremely nervous, if you guys won't tell throughout the video. I don't know. I'm just overthinking, you know, it's just me. So yeah, it's just, wow, it's a lot of pressure. You know, the lights are brighter today. I have a bad habit of coming into these podcasts with not much preparation. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I got topics. Sometimes I just hope for the best. And a lot of that hope is in Chris. And, Chris is the one with stories and all that stuff. But fuck it. We're going in. All right. Whatever. Yeah. So I don't really know what this show's going to be about. I just said I don't really come in with much preparation, honestly. I decided the solo pod today, I think. So if Chris's solo pod next week is better, that's because he had a week to prepare. Okay? Not because of my lack of talent. I wish I could, like, you guys could phone in. That'd be fucking sick, you know, like some questions like the radio host, but that's not the case. So I don't know. What can we talk about, guys? What can we talk about? Who knows? It's hot in here, that's for sure. Put the AC down to 74, you know, hoping that saves me a little bit. I got a new outfit. I'm trying to look good. If I can't podcast good, I might as well try to look good. Overthought that a bit. It's strange, you know, because I don't really step out that much anymore where I'm having to really worry about my image. You know, a lot of times at work, it's the same stuff. You know, no one cares what you're working when you're working in, like, the Frito-Lay and jiu-jitsu. You know, you could go in as a bum, and then when you're with your girlfriend or friends, like, they don't really care. So it's kind of nerve-wracking. I really wanted to leave a good impression, obviously, for the pod, for my first solo one, you know. Maybe the last, depending on how this goes, or the first of many. I experienced some nerves that I haven't felt in quite a while. Just kind of like, you know, asking opinions for shirts and laying out my pants and shirts and thinking like, what do I need to wear and combo and doing my beard and all that stuff. It was stressful for sure to pick something good, but yeah, I got it. It feels really good. It feels super good to have some good outfits. I got this recently at the outlets or the mall in San Jose, I think. So I wanted some brown pants and some shirts. I've always wore like tighter shirts growing up, very short shirts. My arms are quite lengthy, so I didn't realize, like, I don't know, it's kind of something you just don't realize that you're kind of not doing wrong in a sense, but maybe that you've outgrown until you try something else. And I remember one time I tried a bigger shirt on, and I was like, wow, I'm never going back. And so, like, stuff like this where my sleeves actually almost go to my elbows and my shirt's a little lengthy, my pants aren't so tight, like, oh, it feels so good. All right, that's the episode. I'm just kidding. I brought a buzzball. So I have a bad habit of leaving alcohol in my car. So this has been in my car for a long, long time. So I don't know if that makes the, like, alcohol more concentrated, maybe taste, or not, for sure not taste better, but maybe, like, you know, like oil and water don't, you know, they don't mix. It just separates. So, like, in my head, it's just like the flavoring on top and then just all the alcohol on the bottom. So, yeah, and I don't really see an expiration date. And it's kind of bad because it's like a little bloated at the bottom. So I really don't know what this is going to do to my stomach. But I kind of eat anything. All right, let's try it. Oh, who let the dogs out? Thank you. Actually tasted great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so the only thing I could think of on the car ride here was one. Well, it was basically that we did a topic called Am I the Asshole? Reviewing stuff on Reddit. And I really kind of like that segment, especially with another person. But I was thinking, how different perspective. It's just kind of like just me. So I'm going to look through some of these and maybe start that off with that. Jesus. Okay, I got one. AITA for dropping our dinner on the ground and walking out when my boyfriend asked me, "What's for dinner, bitch?" Jesus. I was over at my boyfriend's apartment this weekend, and I was cooking dinner because he was studying for exams. I made pasta and a chunky sauce with meatballs and veggies. I told him dinner was ready, and he goes, "What's for dinner, bitch?" Jesus. Take a shot for every time I say Jesus. With like a lot of emphasis on that last word. I was fed up. I had a pretty rough day with work, and I had some awful bad associations with that word being used by other people in my life who were pretty abusive. So I was so irritated that I dropped the pot of pasta sauce I'd been carrying right on the ground. And was like, "Well, nothing for dinner tonight now, and I better not hear you using that word again. It's for the girls." Oh, okay. He was freaking out about how sauce had landed on his rug, and he even said, "You're seriously acting like a bitch right now." I don't know what else to call it. Holy fuck, he doubled down. I just walked down, got takeout for myself, clutch, and went to my friend's house. She thought it was funny, but my boyfriend was furious. He kept calling, and sending me voice memos trying to explain that saying "What's for dinner, bitch" was a TikTok trend, and that he was just quoting something as a joke to put on TikTok. I thought that was the shittiest excuse ever. It doesn't matter if he saw it as a joke or stole the joke. It was still disrespectful. But it didn't change the fact he thought that shit was funny. To demean me when I was trying to do him a favor. Like hell, I came over when he was studying to make a home-cooked dinner, and he decides it's time for jokes? It's time for jokes! So I put my phone on Don't Disturb for the night and split a bottle of wine with my friend and her roommate. Wow, damn, that is fucking girl bossing. The next morning, he was sending me angry texts demanding I clean his rug because he was too busy with exams to do it. I was shocked he left it overnight. That's disgusting. Yeah, that's crazy. I texted him back saying, "Yeah, so that bitch is tax, honey? Yeah, so that's the bitch tax, honey. Leave me alone until you're ready to handle your own cooking and cleaning because this bitch isn't anymore. Also, it's vile you left that soaking in all night." He called me and told me he was okay with doing his own household work, but I did throw a full pot of sauce at the ground, so that's on me to clean up. I told him, "Yeah, I'm not comfortable doing chores for you if you see me like your bitch." Oh my gosh. I don't know how to censor that word. Wow, this is long. He told me he didn't and it was just a trend, and I got pissed off. He was playing that TikTok trend BS excuse again, and I told him, "Well, I'm starting a trend called saucing, where as a little joke, people throw pasta sauce around. You can't be mad because it's just a little trend, a little jokey joke, just a little prank, bro." He got really pissed off and hung up on me, and now I'm seriously wondering if this dumb fucking TikTok joke is going to be the end of things between us. AITA for how I reacted when my boyfriend asked me what's for dinner, bitch. Edit to address comment I've gone along. I don't have time to reply to it. Okay, I'll talk about that after. Hold on, let me turn down my volume. I think this is Chris's mic, so he has his a little louder. Okay, more sensitive, I mean. Wow, that was a lot longer than I expected. All right. So is she the asshole, basically, for how I reacted? That's interesting. Damn. I don't know, because I feel like sometimes you quote some things for sure on TikTok that you're kind of like, that maybe you wouldn't say otherwise. Like you're just quoting something and, there's a lot of TikTok trends and stuff and sayings that you probably quote and without context would kind of seem a little bit like harsh or just like weird, you know? I don't know what he's talking about, but that's a crazy interaction. I mean, just the gall to just drop the salsa on the floor. Like, I could never. That, like, especially if it's on a rug, fucking cat hair, holy hell. Especially if it's on a rug, like, Jesus, even if I mean, do you know how hard that is to clean? That would take forever. Well, I don't know. I mean, you pick it up with napkins, then you gotta get a rag and wet it, and then, like, depending on the color, like if it's red pasta sauce and it's like a light rug, like that might just stain. So, like, the fact that she was just that fed up, I wonder what led to this. You know, like, were you guys fighting a lot or something? Because that's kind of a harsh reaction. But yeah, I mean, how she said she had past trauma of the word. So, and if I didn't know it was a TikTok trend, even if it was, but especially since she didn't know, I'd obviously be a little bit like, what the fuck? Like, if I was a girl and someone's calling me bitch and, like, it sounded pretty serious, I'd be like, what the hell's going on? You know? Because that's harsh. I mean, I've never even really seen that in the wild. People being like, you're a fucking bitch. Like, jeez. Like, you see that in the movies and you're like, holy hell. Like, that's a harsh word. The only time I ever use bitch is like, damn, bitch. I don't know. But, like, in not a strong word. Not a strong way. I think I remember I was talking to my coworker at Hollister and I had said something like that. Like, something bitch. But I was like, it was like very like razzle dazzle, like not harsh, kind of just the end of a sentence. And then I think she got really like offended. And then I had to like, it was just kind of like awkward. And then we kind of like talked about it. And I was just like, hey, like I didn't mean it like that. I just kind of like say it every once in a while. I think that was the word I used, I would say. Man, something side note. I don't know if like you talk to your guys as friends. Hopefully you do. But sometimes like when people talk about their moms or something like that, they'll be like, damn, she was such a bitch, or like she's acting like such a bitch or something like that. And in my mind, like that is such a harsh kind of word and thing to say. Like I don't know why, like not that I probably never thought it before, but as harsh as the relationship with my mom could be, or as like difficult it could be at times, I've never been like I just can't even think it. Like I've never been like, you're a bitch, or like you're acting like a bitch. Like that is so harsh. I think that's why this is like even crazier, because like that is a harsh word. So I don't think she's necessarily the asshole for maybe reacting so strongly, like just dropping salsa and being like, you know, fuck you, like I'm cooking for you. Like she's doing a favor for him. Like, hey, you're having a hard time in exams, like you need some support. I'm over here trying to cook you a meal, and you're gonna be like, what's for dinner, bitch? Like that, what's going on? So I don't think she's an asshole. I mean, a more appropriate maybe response would have probably put the pot down and been like, hey, like before we continue, like I don't like you, don't use that word. So I have an edit here where she says, but did you tell him not to call you bitch? Like, how would he know otherwise? Honestly, if someone has gone to the age of 30 and not realized that women as a whole do not like having demeaning slurs used against them, then they're beyond help. This isn't something that needs to be told. I shouldn't have to go through life like, hey man, just in case you were thinking I might like demeaning slurs against my gender used on me. I don't actually. And if you're about to comment something like, and if you were about to comment something like that, let me just tell you in no uncertain terms, women do not like being called bitches by men. Do not call women bitches. If you needed to be told that is unkind, consider yourself officially told. Now you have no excuse to not understand. Damn. Yeah, I mean, fuck. I mean, good note to me. Yeah, I mean, I think like as a man, I gotta also be careful, because like I said, I mean, that example earlier back in like fucking 5 years ago, that kind of happened, and sometimes I kind of forget. Like it could be a little bit harsh. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's definitely a trigger for her. And the fact that they're both kind of like standing on business, like they both are keeping their ground, is kind of insane. Like, I don't know how they don't fold. Like, one, the fact that she kind of like left, stayed out with her girls, put her on do not disturb, put her phone on do not disturb, and do not disturb, yeah, and just like continued on her night with her friend. And the fact that he just left the sauce, like it reminds me of like Breaking Bad when he like flipped the pizza on the roof and he just left it there, like you're just leaving that there, is kind of telling of like maybe one of you guys should be the bigger person or something. But hey, sometimes you're like at your wits ends, and you're kind of just over it. Okay, is she the asshole? I won't say she's an asshole at all. I think like she said, if you're going to walk around this earth and be like, should I assume women are okay with being called bitches or women are not? The safest probably way you should walk is that they don't. So maybe he just needs to be careful for sure. And especially once she realized, like, hey, like, that's a sensitive topic. I don't really think he should be like petty, being like, oh my God, I couldn't clean because I had exams. Like, girl, like, you're taking like a 5-10 minute TikTok break in between your exams, or like you're studying to, like, it could take 5 to 10 minutes to like at least kind of like slightly clean up the sauce. Like, the fact that he kept it there, that is actually really insane. So no, I don't think she's the asshole, but I mean, I could kind of see like his side of just being like, hey, I was just trying to quote a TikTok, like, didn't have to take it so, like, I just didn't know that it was going to be such a trigger. Because like, if like I was saying something like that and then my girl just like dropped that and like left, I'd be like, holy hell, what the hell, where the hell is this coming from? But then I just wouldn't be petty about it. I don't think. I don't know. Like, I couldn't see myself like not calling my girlfriend and being like, holy hell, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I mean, maybe a little bit of confusion and slight anger because of like just what the fuck just what happened. But definitely not in a position to be in like a high ground to be like, oh, you better come and clean that. So that's interesting. All right. Yeah. No, I don't think she's the asshole. All right. Let's go for another one, huh? Holy fucking shit. A fucking bug just attacked my ear. Holy hell. Holy hell. All I heard was just... Anyways. All right. Okay. Wow, feeling a little bit of a buzz, boys. Okay, am I the asshole for getting up from my chair in the middle of Christmas dinner and shouting, shut the fuck up about my body in response to my husband's observation? Ooh, husband. That's crazy. So ever since I had my son months ago, my husband has started making indirect comments about my body. He never says any hurtful words, but I find his observations, as he calls it, hurtful. For example, he'd see me wearing an old top and say, oh, that top used to look good on you, but not anymore though. Holy hell. Or when he looks at my waist and says, wow, didn't know your waist could get this wide. Fucking hell. Basically passive stuff that I tried to ignore till it extended to friends and family. FYI, this went on for months and months and months. We went to Christmas celebration at his family's house. My SIL son-in-law complimented my floral maxi dress, and my husband said, I agree, it looks nice on you, though I have to admit that your waist could get smaller than this. Awkward silence took over. I was absolutely fuming, and this was my last straw. So I got up from my chair in the middle of dinner and shouted at the top of my lungs, shut the fuck up about my body. He was absolutely speechless as his family stared while some others tried to get me to calm down, but the situation got more tense and dinner ended up being cut short and my husband storming off to his friend's place to spend the night upon leaving a very nasty text saying I embarrassed him and made a scene over an observation he made. He called me childish and told me to get therapy for my insecurities instead of verbally abusing him and scaring his family. That is fucking a switch around. Wow. Now I feel like an absolute idiot asshole and like I ruined Christmas. Oh, Christmas. Wow. For him and everybody with my oversensitive AITA. Wow. That is awful. No, I don't think she's the asshole. I'm pretty sure that's pretty cut and clear. Let's go with the bad, right? Like, one, girl just had her kid like a few months ago. And even if she didn't, I mean, women's bodies changes. Fuck, men's bodies changes. Fuck, my body's changed, So, it's just like, I don't know. It's so hard because like the body perspective and like the body image you have to hold and like, it's just so complex, right? Like, I don't know. You're always, I feel like, well, at least for me, and I think from other people that I've seen, it's like you're always thinking about your body, like all the time. I think and if you're not really thinking about it, it's either like you're really happy with it or you're unhappy and you're kind of ignoring it, right? So that's kind of like where I'm like at, where it's like I'm kind of unhappy, so I kind of ignore it, but I also think about it. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like just it's just stupid. It's just frustrating because like everyone's just so different, but we all have to, or we all thrive or are shown to like fit a perfect body like that, just like that. And I don't know. I mean, bro, he's your husband. Like that's your number one. That's the kind of guy that is the guy that no matter what changes, like big, small, wide, thin, I guess, um, he's supposed to still find you pretty attractive at least, you know, and um, like he's supposed to be there for you. Like, yeah, you could expect those comments maybe from your mother, or your mother-in-law, like friend or something like that. But like, I mean, at the end of the day, like your husband or wife is your rock, you know, like no matter how, like I would say if there is, like if you're going to comment on your significant other's body, right? I mean, who better, like, you know what they're going through, right? So if they're just getting bigger because they're stressed, depressed, body's changing, age is changing, you're the person that sees that, right? So before you say anything, it's like, hey, just think for a second, like, what exactly from being around them a quite significant amount of time has caused this body change? Okay, now that I've analyzed that, is it really worth me saying anything? Right? Um, and if you feel like, okay, I'm kind of coming at it from like a concern point of view, that might be like slightly less obnoxious, being like, hey, babe, like you're kind of putting on a lot of pounds in a quick amount of time, and there hasn't been many like changes or something like that, like a birth. Like, and I know that maybe you're going to feel like a certain way about it in a couple of years or a couple months. So maybe right now we could do something a little bit about it. But before we talk about this, is there anything that's like causing this, you know? Like that might be an appropriate approach, being like, hey, you know, you're gaining pounds fast. Like, who cares about the looks? Who cares about that? Like, but is this a reflection of something inside, essentially? Like, not really caring about the outside, but like, I mean, the outside shows a lot about the inside sometimes. Or sometimes it's just, you could be the happiest person and you're just gaining weight and it's just like, fuck it, man. Like, fuck, I'm, you know, I'm in my mid-20s. I'm ready to give birth. Like, my body's thinking I'm going to have a fucking kid, like, now. You know? Metabolism slowing down. I'll say, like, me and my girlfriend have, like, I don't want to put our business out there like that, but, like, both of us have kind of been, like, talked a lot about our weight gain, for sure. And just been, like, damn, you know, like, I don't know, it's hard. I mean, it's a hard thing to kind of even talk about with your SO, because it's kind of like the thing that everyone wants to do. Like, everyone wants to be like, oh yeah, like me and my boyfriend are like on a diet, or me and my boyfriend are going to work out or want to and stuff. And, you know, a lot of times they don't. Like, it's just hard. It really takes kind of you to be in a really dark place, or like kind of like being at, what is it called, the bottom or something, like to really like lock the fuck in, like debt. Like once you're in like $30,000 credit debt, then you all of a sudden like really, you and your SO really want to make a plan, you know? It's stuff like that. I don't know, it's just really hard. Yeah, it's just kind of a hard thing, because I don't know, it's just like a lot to do, a lot of commitment. You need a lot of will. It's not like, hey, I want to get skinny, I want to go do a diet, and I want to work out. And that's not something you want to do every day. You might want to do it today, but then you do it tomorrow, and you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm going back to eating, you know? So, yeah, like, me and my girlfriend Taylor, like, we make comments about our weight. Like, there's definitely some jokes thrown around to each other. And most of the time, we joke about our weight, about something, and then we look at ourselves like, like, it's kind of like a funny thing. Like, I don't even know. I can't even give an example. Like, I'll be laying down and my stomach's out, and then she'll like grab my stomach, and then I'll be like, or I don't know. I can't even think of an example for her, but I'll say something dumb. And you kind of just have to be careful. Like, you kind of have to, like, talk about it and, like, you know, because it could be like, babe, you know, what's going on? Like, what do these jokes mean? Right? But, fuck. I think he was clearly making a bunch of comments. Definitely the last straw. And the fact that she's kind of, like, feeling pretty, like, the fact that she's, like, feeling bad kind of sucks. Because it's, I don't know. You'll see these things, like, I've seen these, like, things talked about, like, manipulators and stuff, where it's, like, the girl finally blows up or, like, breaks down, and then people, like, see her as, like, the crazy one, right? But that's kind of, like, what the manipulator wants. It's, like, he, like, pushes her buttons, but then really, like, pushes her buttons in public so that when she, like, kind of reacts, he, like, hey, look, everyone see, like, she's the one that's kind of, like, unhinged. But really behind closed doors, he's the one that's, like, doing most of it, right? So I see this kind of scenario, like, for this situation. It's like, he's obviously made comments throughout. And, of course, like, now that it's Christmas, it's in public, and she finally reacts. It's like, she could be looked at as the one that has a problem. Like, hey, man, he was just commenting about the dress. But it's really deeper than that. That's interesting. So, no, I don't think she's the asshole at all. I think she should be like, hey, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, honestly, like, if you're not here to support me, or, like, maybe come up with, like, slightly a plan that seems really, like, healthy, not like you need to do this or your fucking body sucks. I'm sure he doesn't fucking look like Mark Wahlberg. Like, I'm sure he looks like Chris Pratt before his body transformation. Like, I don't know. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, I understand. So, yeah. Dude, I've been getting comments like that from my family. Like, damn. Like, my sister actually just texted my girlfriend the other day in my group chat, was like, Jaime looks like he ate the other Jaime. Like, damn. I mean, I don't really think too much of it, but that's crazy. All right, how about one more? What are we thinking? What are we thinking, Chris? Let's do one more. Holy fucking shit. Let's do this one. AITA for silently getting up and walking out of the restaurant during New Year's Eve dinner after I was told to pay for everyone at the tables in my... you know what? See if we can find something more juicy. See if we can find something more juicy. Excuse me. For sleeping naked on top of the covers to teach my flatmate's girlfriend a lesson. ATA for despising my mentally ill handicapped sister. Holy fucking hell. This I have no background on, so this will be good to make an opinion, right? That's what podcasts are for. AITA for despising my mentally handicapped sister. The title makes me sound horrible, but hear me out. My sister is severely autistic. She requires attention almost 24/7 and cannot be left alone. She is nonverbal and cannot take care of herself at all. Despite the fact that she is only 12, she's extremely destructive and violent and destroys anything she gets her hand on. I hate her. Fuck. Holy shit. That should be wrong to say, but it doesn't feel like it. I was only 6 years old when she was born, so that means now at the time she's 18. Yep. And since then, I've never solely had my parents' attention. Ever since I can remember, the world has revolved around her. I was moved out of my room into the basement at 7. Into the basement is crazy. Because she needed to be in the room next to my parents. All of my toys as a child were destroyed by her, and my parents simply ignored me when I complained. Even when I was 14 and she destroyed a Mac my school gave me, I was in the wrong. Along with this, I'm expected to take care of her and drop everything I do for her. I can never make plans with friends because my parents expect me to be there if they need me to take care of her. Even when I do somehow get time to myself, I am required to leave if they need me. If I do not, then I am punished. The recent example of this is when I went to see the new Spider-Man movie and was grounded because I turned my phone off in the theater. Oh. It seems as if I am nothing more than a slave to them, and anything involving her simply overshadows me. This last week, I was chosen to give a speech at the school event. I was so excited, and my parents promised to be there, but they never showed and claimed it was because of my sister. Anytime anything like this happens for me, they are too busy with her. I've held this in for so long, and it finally spilled out today. While talking about my colleges with my father, he joked that I should get a degree that pays well, so then So when they're gone, I can take care of my sister. I don't know why, but this caused me to break down. I cried and screamed about how it's always about her. I'm nothing more than a caretaker to them. They always make it about her, and then I'm expected to be her slave for the rest of my life. I've locked myself in my room since then, and my parents have not come to check on me. Am I the asshole here? Okay. Damn. Wow. That's intense. I mean, that's like a field I have no experience with. Like, I don't really, like, I've never really been around, like, an autistic person, I guess I would say, or, like, a special ed person. So, I mean, I don't know. Here's me doing my best, right? It just sucks because, like, as a parent, well, fuck. I mean, she's 12 now, you know, kind of get a grip a little bit. But as a parent, like, you're not really prepared for that, you know, like, to have a kid that's going to be different. So, like, hey, you know, they're doing their best too. But I don't know. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you got 2 kids, not 1. And yeah, like, it's harsh for the parents, sure, but it's even harsher for the kid. It already feels like your parents shift their attention to the newborn, even when they're like a regular child. Like, if I'm 6 years old and there's a newborn baby, I'm already getting pulled onto the sideline. I'm already on the bench. And so the fact that this kid needs even more attention, even more special handling. Boom, bro. You're not even fucking in the stadium. Like, you're at a Taylor Swift concert and you're hearing it from the outside because you couldn't afford tickets. Like, that's where we're at right now. So, damn, bro. I'm the youngest. So, shocker. I got all the attention. And I can't even imagine me having a younger sibling and not being like, you guys are kissing him first before me? Like, I'm the star of the show, you know? So now, not only is it kind of turning into, hey, I'm not the center of attention. Fucking sucks. 2, I'm starting to become like the caretaker for my sister. Not only now, but the rest of my life, because eventually my parents are going to pass away. And from the way this is sounding, she's not getting any like more she's not getting any more independent. That is a crazy situation to be in. I mean, it's so much guilt that this girl is probably holding, because even when you have a family, right, and they're not doing well, every single one of those probably people involved in the family has this strong sense of guilt and pressure immediately from birth. Like, being like, holy hell, I got to make it. I got to take care of my family. I got to be there, basically, right? I can't just ignore my life. Like, I can't ignore him. You can't just live your life being like, I'm going to walk the path alone. I don't know. I guess that's just how I was raised. But, like, doesn't mean that's how it always is. But I feel like any family that's like I said, struggling or something like that, then you kind of have that in the back of your head, right? And it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of pressure, and it's stressful for sure. But for her, since this girl was born, since kind of her realizing in her fucking brain being like, my sister is always going to require a caretaker, is always going to require help. I'm going to need her help her. That is hard for the parents to like mold the daughter to be like, hey, like, can you look at this in like a slightly maybe like positive light instead of like a burden? I think the parents, like, I mean, the kids are like, yeah, you ask the older daughter, hey, can you help watch her for a few hours? Or, hey, can you drive her here? Or, hey, like, she's having a difficult time, I'm not going to be able to make it. That's perfectly fine, right? Like, there's mishaps, and it's obviously like a difficult situation. And with someone like that, I'm sure like every age presents itself with new issues. But the way that she makes it seem is like, the parents just shifted their attention 100% to this girl. And the girl that's writing this is 18. Like, she's not a child. Like, this isn't like a over exaggeration. 18, you got a pretty good understanding of what you've been through and where you're at. And yeah, I mean, it's just really the parents being like, hey, I'm going to take responsibility for this younger kid that's obviously needs more attention and needs like special handling. But we're not going to neglect our other kid. We're not going to put this pressure on the other kid. We're still going to care about their future and their present and their past. But it looks like they didn't do that. And I think the oldest kid, the one who wrote that, right? It's just the pressure and the guilt that she's had her whole life. And I think what really made her break was just that comment of like, this will never end. Like, the perspective that you guys have, like, it's never going to change. The fact that the dad kind of joked, being like, oh, good enough, get a good enough job so you can take care of your like sister, like that clicked. Being like, holy hell, like, you guys don't get it. Like, you guys think like I'm going to be like this forever. And that's a scary thought. I mean, if I was talking to my like family or parents and they kind of like said something like, hey, like, you need to get a good job so you can take care of us. That's heavy. I mean, that's heavy for anyone to kind of hear. So, man, it sucks. I think she made so she's not the asshole at all. I mean, she's just a kid, dude. You're just 18, a lot of pressure. Like, even just having let's just say you have a younger sibling, even an older sibling that's struggling or parents that's struggling, but like, let's just say younger sibling. I would assume like, you're always going to be like, dude, I gotta make sure my younger sibling is good. So the fact that, like, I don't know, that's a lot of pressure for a kid, man. That sucks. I'm sure she's had to deal with that, had that her whole life. Edit update, kind of. Wow, thank you for all the support and love that you guys have given me. I never expected this post to reach the popularity it did. Thank you all. After thinking about it for these past hours, way too many short times, maybe a couple of days. You are right that I don't despise my sister. It's not her fault that she was born the way she is. My parents came to talk to me a while after my breakdown, but I was unable to bring myself to talk to them and only cried and asked them to leave. They have made arrangements with my grandfather for me to stay with him for the time being, and I'm getting ready to go to his house. My parents want to talk to me, but we have decided it's best I leave for now to have some space. Okay, that's pretty good. And time to collect myself. We'll be sitting down and talking later this week about this issue. Thank you all again for the love and support through this. I'll send an update your guys' way later this week if people are interested. Wow. I wonder if she ever gave an update. Hold on, give me 1 second. 1 second. Oh, yeah, nice. She, this was 5 years ago, by the way, so hopefully she figured everything out. I'm back like I said I would be. My original post got a lot of attention, and seeing as you guys seem interested, here's my update. Well, since that day, I made the post I've been staying with my grandfather. The week been honestly a huge change for me for better and for worse, but I'll try to run it down. I started by telling my grandpa the story of why I broke down the way I did, and to be honest, he seemed horrified. No one in my family knew my parents were using me as essentially a free care service for my sister. My grandpa told me things that I don't feel comfortable repeating here, but in essence, my sister is supposed to be getting care from a professional, and that my parents were ignoring that. Along with this, I was not supposed to be caring for her at all with her mental state, as apparently she is in danger to herself and others. Yeah, the sister seemed like she was the fact that she's destroying toys and just kind of a wreck a lot of times, like, she does not seem like she should be around a kid, at least. With everything else I told him, along with stuff like the movie Indecent, and he was really mad and told me to not contact my parents without him there. Oh shit. He pretty much told me that he would be meeting with my parents beforehand and that he was going to be there when I sat down with him. It didn't end there either. And the rest of the week consisted of other families checking in on me and telling me things my parents hid from me. Holy hell, this got interesting. This included the fact that my parents have been taking money from family to fund a caretaker that doesn't exist. Interesting. Suffice to say, this week has been rough, but the upside is that even through all of this, my extended family has been giving me more love than I've felt in a while. My grandfather spent this last week making up for the time I've lost. Encouraged me to spend time with my friends and do things I want to do. My aunts and uncles have also been helping me through the week. Oh. Well, Saturday night, I sat down with my parents to talk. It went badly, to say the least. They came clean to me about everything. They told me things I will not repeat here, but they did not apologize. My parents still claim that I somehow owed my sister my time. My father even said, you were put here to be her caretaker. Holy fucking hell. That is a crazy thing to say. I won't lie and say I was composed. After everything I learned, I confronted them on the fact that my sister needed a caretaker. The money my dad was taking from his sister and a few other things, they denied it or made excuses, and in the end, we ended up in a worse place than before. Today will be my last time talking to them for a while. After talking with my grandfather and uncle last night, I'm not going back. Smart. Later today, I'm going there and picking up my stuff and moving in with my grandfather. When I graduate high school, girl, aren't you like 18? I'm planning on leaving the state to go to school. Maybe she's 17. My aunt has told me that the money she was sending my dad will be instead be coming to me from now on. Wow. My parents have called me twice since Saturday. Neither of them were to apologize and only ask when I was coming home. I won't be going back to them. Right now, I still... God, this is so much reading. Jesus Christ. I won't be going back to them. Right now, I still feel pretty uneasy about everything, but I feel like that will pass. The rest of the family is showing their support to me, and honestly, it feels great. But in the end, I lost my parents. Overall of this, I learned something that I wished I saw earlier. I don't hate my sister. In fact, I love her with all my heart. I should never have projected my hate onto her. That was wrong. And someday I hope to make up for it. But for now, I need to leave. So here's my update. There's my update. Thanks again for the support. Original post got. I really appreciate everyone who took the time to comment or show me support. Thank you. Edit, thank you so much. I wish I could respond. I want to say your support. Late edit. Well, I never imagined my story reached the popularity it already did. Which got yeah, whatever. That was too much. Okay, I cared, but Jesus Christ, that was an awful. Damn, that got interesting. Well, you're not the asshole. Wow, 42 minutes. Time flies, huh? This is intense, guys. I mean, have you guys been on a podcast before? Just yourself? I feel like Brittany Broski. You ever see those edits where she's like doing some crazy shit and then like the first top comment is always like the fact that she's in a room alone? Like I always thought like, okay, that's really impressive because holy hell. And like like she talks off camera like there's someone there. But now experiencing it, like this is intense, guys. I mean, I'm insecure as hell about the podcast in general. So the fact that it's just me is like, oh, slow down. Man, I'm trying to make it to an hour, guys. I'm trying to make it kind of to when Chris comes home. He's supposed to come home at 10. Yeah, Chris is not here. Dude, it felt so good because, am I getting a rash there? I was like, I'm getting itchy all over, but I've been hanging around places that have spider webs and stuff. Coming home, right? So this is Chris's place, right? With his sister, and he left me a spare key so I could come in and set up and stuff like that. But dang, dude, coming home, opening the door, locking it. It's like silent. It's very peaceful. It's like I treated it like it was my place for a second. Like shat in the toilet, didn't flush, and it just feels like so good. Like I'm sure, just like everyone listening, you guys all want your own place, right? Or have your own place, or don't, and want one, But fuck, dude, that is literally my dream in life. Is just to have my own place, like the peacefulness, the tranquility, the tranquilizers. It seems so great. I don't know. I got 15 minutes left, guys. I mean, if you're here, let's just assume you kind of enjoyed the solo pod. So let's talk about me, right? Always ends up that way. What do I got for you guys? I just moved in. So I live with my sister and my mother in an apartment. And then we just moved with my other sister. All of us, we just moved to my other sister. Holy hell, man. What a freaking roller coaster of emotions. I mean, it's just hard for those who know and don't know, I've moved like 4 times in 4 years, and it's kind of a lot to go through. I thought I was pretty good at moving. Like I knew this. Like I knew when I moved. I knew the last time I moved. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Nothing lasts forever. Probably gonna move again. This is how my life is right now. So I thought I had it under control. I didn't decorate really my room. I kind of was always like, hey, you know, this is maybe temporary. We're not going to live here in this apartment forever. But then, like, I don't know. There's like last couple months when I realized, like, holy hell, we're going to move. Like, that shit was hard, guys. Like, I know, like, subconsciously I didn't really want to move. And I was, like, really starting to get a good routine, like a healthy routine of, like, training and running and things like that before. And I mean, obviously it's like when you know something's going to change, you're going to like try harder. It was stupid. I don't know. It's like, I knew I wasn't going to be able to have the routine. I had like at home gym and I could run kind of like wherever I wanted. And I knew that was going to change when I moved to my sister's. So obviously I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose this. Let me grind every day because like I'm going to lose this. And obviously, sure enough, like I did. And then sure enough, everything's changed now. So I had to come up with a new routine. I don't know. It was just hard, I guess. It was just harder than I thought it would be. I don't know, guys. I mean, it just sucks to move. Just plain and simple. It just sucks not to have a place, right? Like, it sucks to not be... It just sucks not to be like, oh, I'm going to be at this place and it's my home and it's forever and my family has a home and it's forever. I've talked about this to so many people and so many things. It feels like a goddamn fucking attention seeking, like stupid, unvalidating, like topic. But I'm kind of out of topics, and like I also want to be pretty like transparent with you guys, and I never got to really talk about my movie situation since we've been like doing different things in the pod. And what better card to pull than, I don't know, me when I'm running out of things. I don't know. It was just hard. And so I'm trying to, my goal is to try to decorate my room. It sounds easy. I don't know, but it's hard. You know, it's hard to, it sounds easy because it's just like hang a couple posters in your wall, right? Or like do something, but I guess it's just hard because, I don't know, you don't know like how long you're going to be there or like what's the fucking point, you know? Sometimes when you're going to like leave, who knows when. But my goal is to decorate the room. Just even a little bit, just like hang a few posters, like make it look homey so that, I don't know. I don't even know what the goal is for. I mean, so that I'm not just like living in a prison cell and then I'm not just like expecting something drastic tomorrow. I don't know. That's my goal. So, but it's been good. It's been very overwhelming for sure. Broke it down a couple times. It's just a lot to handle, I guess. Just like everyone who's living in that house. Like, we're all kind of, like, figuring our shit out, right? I don't know. Hopefully this resonates with someone. It's kind of also, like, another thing. It's like, man, we're all just trying to live life, right? Like, we're all just trying to survive. Like, I live in Westside Modesto right now. So, like, you see some stuff, like, as you're driving and everything, right? But, like, at the end of the day, what I think is, like, every single person I see, like, they're all just trying to survive. And it's harsh. It's hard. It's hard to see sometimes, but it's also inspiring and, like, fucking real. Like, some of these people you could tell, like, I mean, they're fuck, I can't fucking think of that word. What is it? Rock bottom? There it is. They're at rock bottom, you know? Oh, my God, a fucking cat fur just went in my water. That's great. And some of these people, like, you could tell they're in, like, a not great area, but, like, their house looks good and stuff like that. And, like, they're trying, you know? So, I gotta try. I mean, I gotta try. I that's human will, right? It's, like, just survive no matter what cards you have. Like, people who are stuck in a prison cell, who are in a little cage, like, they don't just flat out lay down and die. Like, they persevere. And so, like, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying, like, I don't want to be over dramatic. See, like, that's the thing. I hate feeling like sometimes, like, am I fucking being over dramatic? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's a lot to do. It's just, gosh, it's a complicated situation, the living situation right now. I can't get into it all. But it's more difficult than just, like, moving into a place, I will say. It's not like I'm moving it. We're all moving into a place that's empty, I guess. So it's a lot to navigate around. It's a lot to do. I got to take a bunch of responsibility into things. And it's overwhelming, yeah. So another thing is fucking stupid enough. If I don't have enough guilt and pressure, long story short, there is these dogs that are at our place that were born there basically, and me and Taylor, my girlfriend, have the opportunity to basically, like, we've been taking care of them. My sister's gone, Mexico, whatever, and we kind of have the opportunity to keep them, like 2 of them out of the 4. There's a mom and another kid, and we're really, like, heavily leaning on keeping them. That's been pretty good, honestly. I mean, that's been a pro, and we moved from an apartment to a house, so it's bigger. It, has a backyard. Feels a little homey, So that's been nice. It's been good. There's just a bunch of potential, but it's a tough road to get there. But yeah, I don't know. I might be a dog. I might be a dog dad soon, so that's exciting. I've never really wanted to get attached to dogs or to animals. I think it's just like get attached and then they pass away kind of thing. Like, what's the point? Like, that seems so hard to even handle. And, like, Jesus, imagine having a dog for 10 years and it dies. Like, what? You were literally my son. So I just always kind of, like, pushed hard away from it. Like, anyone who was attached to animals would be like, bro, you're an idiot, You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I hate you first. I hate you. But now, like, kind of, like, letting my heart open, right, a little bit. Just like, oh my gosh, they're just so fun and cute, and they're like a project, but like in a good way. Like, I just want to train them a little bit. Like, even seeing them sit, I'm like, holy hell, you're the best fucking boy in the world. And, like, right now they're outside dogs and stuff like that, but eventually I think we're gonna, like, want them to be a few, like, inside dogs. And, like, just imagine, like, the cuddles would be freaking crazy. Like, especially when they're bigger. They're not gonna be big dogs. They're gonna be like this big. And I don't know. Like, it's exciting to think about. It's just very stressful. It's like, dang, I'm gonna have you for like 10 years, and I gotta take care of you. And I gotta feed you twice a day, and I gotta shower you once a month, and I gotta make sure there's no health issues, and I gotta pay for things. But yeah, I'm kind of excited. We haven't pulled the trigger, but we're basically there. We're loading the gun, and that's something maybe we'll talk about in a couple episodes of the podcast. I got 7 minutes. What else? What else do you guys, huh? Any questions? All right. Anything else? I don't know. Life's been pretty good. It's kind of same old. Been having a good time with training and work and my girlfriend and some friends. It's been good. It's steady. No, having a lot of anxiety recently, which kind of sucks, but it's normal, It's life. Kind of wish I went back to therapy. I don't know if anyone knows, but kind of stopped a while ago. I was going on a good grind, but my therapist kind of quit, basically. She said I was too much. No, I'm just kidding. She, like, went back to, like, school therapy, and I told myself I wasn't going to take a big break. Like, I wasn't going to let this be an excuse to stop. Spoiler alert. Let it be an excuse to stop. Oh, I don't know. It's just so hard. It's such, like, a person, such, like, a, I don't know, ego thing or something. I don't know. Like, not ego, but, like, when you're in therapy, it's like you have to do something. That's a fucking thing that sucks. It's like, not that you have to, but you feel the slight pressure. And in a good, like, in good pressure. Like, it's not even pressure. It's just, like, guidance, but I put pressure in myself, right? So, I don't know. I'm just scared to go back, because if I go back, that means I have to do something. Like, it would just, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, if I do something toxic, or if I feel something bad, or if I'm doing a bad habit, or if I have a bad vice, or if I feel this way or whatever. It's like you when you're not in therapy, you can kind of hide from it a little bit, you know? Like you don't have to be, you know, it's stuff like that. But what when I was in therapy, I feel like, I was pretty serious about it. I knew, like, going into that, like, no matter how hard it was to say something, I'm gonna say it, and she's gonna give me feedback, and I'm gonna, like, listen to it 110%, and I'm gonna try my fucking damnness to, like, do that, to, like, follow her guidance, right? And it was hard as hell, but it was great. And there was a lot of lows, and there was a lot of times where I had my, like, tail tucked between my legs walking to therapy and being like, oh, I did this, or I feel this way, or I have this that I know I said I was gonna do, but I didn't, or whatever. But it was always like, what is it? Fucking, how do I even say this? Like, one step backwards, two step forwards kind of thing ish, you know? I guess it wasn't like a linear curve, right? But now that she kind of quit and stuff, it's like, I don't know. I'm just scared, guys. I know I need it. I feel like a lot of people need it, of course. I'm just scared. I don't know. I really want to come back to you guys and be like, hey, I did it, you know, like I'm going back into it. I mean, Chris is going strong. It's probably over a year now, and he's done a lot of progress, guys. Like, the shit he tells me, like, he's had his fair share of lows and his fair share of fuck, this is hard, but I gotta say it to them, you know. And you could tell, like, certain weeks maybe it doesn't feel like he's doing much progress for him, and then certain weeks he's like, dude, I feel it, man. Like, I see the light. Like, I am making progress. And, like, I'm like, dude, that's fucking amazing. And it's inspiring, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe someday I come back with you guys as a dog dad and as going to therapist. Yeah. I don't know. This was a pretty cool solo pod. It's definitely a lot of pressure. It's a lot of talking. And I think when you're not used to it, you could feel a sense of rambling, which I'm sure there's a fair share of that. And a sense of, like, ugh, I'm a man doing a podcast. Like, take the mic away. But I don't know. It's kind of cool. I have trouble listening to the podcast, for sure. I don't really, like, rewatch them, besides, like, timestamp the timestamps, the editing I have to do in the timestamps. I was telling Chris, I hate that. Like, I, like, listen to the first 5-10 minutes of the podcast, and I, like, absolutely, like I want to crawl out of my skin. Like, I feel like, oh my God, I'm stuttering, or, oh, I could have said a joke or better, or the joke didn't land, or I'm not, you know, like, you're just such, oh God, it's just such a bad perspective to have. And I freaking hate it so much, because this is supposed to be a thing of freaking beauty and self-expression. But I gotta try to just listen to this thing, because I gotta look at this thing like a beautiful freaking butterfly, like a goddamn flower, not a, I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, me and Chris have talked about it before, being like, maybe sometimes this is like something we kind of like, as much as we love it, sometimes we look at it as kind of like something we're failing at, or something we're having to do more, or wanting to do more, and we don't. And it's like, oh, it's like kind of like the darkness in the closet, you know, which is so stupid. So stupid. I don't know. It's like, what is going on? I wish there was more feedback sometimes too, because not like even good stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, do you guys feel the same way about certain things? Like, I don't know. I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. I wonder how Chris's solo spot's gonna be. Probably better than this. That's for fucking sure. He'll be prepared. Yeah, I think I should probably end it here. It's kind of long enough, right? What, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, you know what? You guys don't have to tell me, but this is cool. I had this idea. We had this idea of wanting to do this, and it's been like literally maybe 6 months since we've wanted to do this, and it's always been like, let's not do it or whatever, not this week or whatever. But I'm just glad I did it, right? And makes me appreciate Chris. That's fucking for sure. At least I have someone to laugh at my shitty jokes, you know. But it was cool. I wish I could see myself more, because like you guys are in like I'm literally like this small, so I can't even tell how I look or anything like that. But it was cool. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know how this went, honestly, at all. I really want to rewatch it, but like try to have a positive perspective, but like a critical perspective, positively. What is it? Positive criticism? Like where it's like, maybe I'll do this again or something like that. And I want to like see like what could I have done better, different. Well, fuck it, I did it. Well, fuck it, we ball. That brother, how much? Eat it for lunch. I don't want to end it. Like, I feel like I should have done more. Like, we'll do it again, right, guys? Yeah, we'll do it again. Fuck, so much rambling. Sorry. Okay, well, hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to be doing this podcast thing for a long, long time. So, you guys and this and Chris and talking, it's become so much of my life for these last 2.5 years. And it's really saved me a lot of times, like just from a lot of things. So I'm eternally grateful for you guys. Always. It's 1 like or 30 likes, 1 viewer or 1,000. I don't know. You guys mean the world to me. And obviously, like, the more feedback, the better things. Like, the more feedback in general. Obviously, it's more inspiring. Obviously, it pushes me a little bit more. But, dude, like, you guys mean a lot, you know? Just, like, in the back of my mind, having, like, knowing some of you guys out there listen to this is, like, it's surreal. I mean, Angel, because we talk to him so much, because he's one of our closer friends, he talks about the pod a good amount, like, oh, I heard this or whatever, I watched this. It's like, that's fucking crazy. And to imagine maybe people we're not as close with, right, watching this, or strangers completely, is crazy. So I really appreciate you guys, man. I wish I could do more for you guys to show that. I don't even know, you know. I'm just 23, about to be 24, October 12th, so send me money or something. I mean, if you guys want. Well, no, you guys kind of need to. But, yeah, I mean, I'm just only 23. I'm just trying to figure this thing out. So I gotta, like, just think about it like that. Like, I'm only human. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. And I love all of you guys. And I hope to see you, I don't know. You guys are watching me grow up. And that's a crazy thing. You're literally watching me grow up. Watch me 3 years ago. A baby. Watch me in 3 years. An alcoholic. Wow. What a crazy thing, guys. What a crazy thing to do. A man having a podcast. What a crazy thing. Love you guys. Bye. I'm only human.
Ooh,